continue with the palmar aspect of the carpal and metacarpal bones. So, for some reason, this pen here, I think that's fine. Maybe not. Well, let's see. So I'm gonna draw first I'm gonna draw the carpal bones. I'm not sure if I will have enough space here to add the metacarpal bones, but let's see during the drawing. Of course, that when you go to the cadaver, you will not see something organized like this. To be honest, will be a bit mess. Okay, this pen is not that great, to be honest. But I'm gonna finish this illustration with this pen. Okay, here we have the carpal bones. This one is the capitate, okay, which is considered the largest of all the carpal bones, and is positioned centrally, and you can see here that articulates with the base of the third metacarpal bone, which I'm going to draw. First I'm going to draw the first metacarpal bone. And then the second one. Armish, how are you doing? This is the second metacarpal bone. Then we have the third metacarpal bone. The fourth metacarpal bone. That's great. And then here we have the fifth metacarpal bone. Yep. The bones of your hand. Basically. So here we have the carpal and metacarpal bones. This one is the capitate. Then we have the trapezoid, which is this one here. And the trapezoid will articulate with the base of the second metacarpal bone. This is the second metacarpal bone. Then we have here, this is the metacarpal bone of the thumb. And as you can see, it will articulate with the trapezium, which is this bone here. This is the trapezium. The trapezium has a groove on the palmar surface, and this groove is for the tendon of flexor carpi radialis. Now, here you can see that I drew like a small bone protuberance. This is the scaphoid, and it has a tubercle here, and this is the tubercle on the palmar surface. Here, let me just make a drawing here of this part. This part here is the inferior surface of the lower end of radius, and this one will articulate with the scaphoid and the lunate bone. This is the lunate bone. And here, more laterally, this one here is the, we have a disc here. It's the articular disc. It's the articular disc that will separate the head of the ulna from the lunate and the tricotrol bone. Here we have the tricotrol bone, and we are supposed to have here this psiform bone, which I'm going to paint with the black color. Okay, this is the psiform bone. The hamate will be here. Okay, this is the hamate bone. And the hamate has a hook which projects from the palmar surface. Then this is the metacarpal bone as well, but this is the metacarpal bone of the little finger, or the fifth metacarpal if you prefer. So metacarpal, first, second, third, fourth, and then fifth. So here at the base we have the scaphoid, lunate, scaphoid, lunate. Then we have the tricotrol and the psiform. On the top, we are going to find first one, the trapezium, second one, trapezoid, then we have captate and hamate. These are the bones of the palmar of the hand. So what I mentioned here was, or what you can see here in this illustration is this diagram. It's the same diagram, okay, but this one is more simple. Now if I draw each one of well, I'm not gonna draw here in this video all the individual bones of the hand, but maybe just the scaphoid. Okay, the scaphoid bone. And this scaphoid has the waist of the scaphoid and the tubercle of the scaphoid. Okay, it's considered the largest bone in the proximal row because we have two rows. We have the first and the second row. Okay, this is the largest bone of the first row, and it's also long. And you can see here that there is a narrow waist, which is this is the biggest issue about this bone, because this waist here can easily break during a trauma, so it's quite often fractured. And it has a tubercle on the palmar surface. The problem of the fracture here is that this bone has a lack of circulation. The circulation is quite poor, and most of the time if you have a trauma at this bone, if you don't treat this urgently, it will not heal. Okay, you will probably live with pain on the hand for the rest of your life. So just careful. I highly recommend, especially if you like to do martial arts, you punch, or if you are one of those guys that like to find problems and sometimes fight, just be careful because you have a high risk of break the scaphoid, and the scaphoid is a bone that after break you cannot heal this bone properly because of the circulation. It doesn't have good circulation. Then we have the hamate, which is another important bone for this small session. And the hamate, guys, um, is characterized by the presence of a hook, which is this hook here. Okay, and this hook works like it's a hook that will basically work like a process that projects from the palmar surface, and we call this the humulus or hook of hamate. Okay, hook of hamate, and this part here is the body of the hamate. And then of course another bone that is important to mention, because we are just covering the most important features related with this illustration I've made here. We have the metacarpal bone. The metacarpal bone. And the metacarpal bone is it's a kind of a miniature of a long bone that has a shaft, has a head, and also has a base. The head of the metacarpal bone usually forms the prominence of the knuckles, especially when you close your fists. This prominence here is basically formed by the head of the metacarpal, and it's a quite simple bone to study. There is not too many features to learn here. It's a long bone with a shaft, body, and base. This is the metacarpal bone. Guys, this is pretty much what I wanted to show you this I was about to say this morning, but it's actually evening. I'm gonna take a break now, just chill, relax. It was a long week, but tomorrow I'm back, and tomorrow I'm gonna talk about other bones of the hand. I will probably talk about the muscles of the forearm, how you can memorize the muscles of the forearm. Yeah, that's a good topic to cover tomorrow. I hope you can have a lovely evening. If you are about to sleep, just have a nice evening and a good rest. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the like. It's just one, but it's very minimal, very important for to continue this work. Yeah. So never give up, as people say, no. So never give up. Keep running for your dreams. Okay, thank you. Thank you for another like. Thank you, guys. Baro, thank you. I'm already finishing the live, Baro, but I'm back on tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna talk about the muscles of the forearm. I've been doing this kind of streaming every evening, so usually 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and that's it, where I draw and we talk. Okay, Baro, thank you so much. Thank you for the support. I'm gonna go now. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much. Have a nice one. See you next time. Oh, sorry, no super chat. Do you mean the live? Sorry, no super chat? Eu não entendi. I don't think they have a super chat for this kind of streaming. No, I think that I need to have some number of people, or maybe because of the format of the live. Tomorrow I'm gonna try another format to see if it works, the super chat, but I don't think that works in this kind of a vertical format. If someone knows, it's not a well, I don't know actually. Let me just check here. Quickly check if there is some information about the number of followers or viewers that I need for to have a super chat. Yeah, it seems that um, yeah, it seems that I should have, but let me see the number of uh oh yes, at least 1,000 followers, 4,000 valid public watch hours in the past 12 months, at least 10 million valid public short views in the last 90 days. This is the, the hardest part. 10 million of views on public shorts. No, I'm not doing lives on TikTok anymore because TikTok is a bit, I don't know, a bit complicated. Hi, Darren. How are you doing? Yeah, I used to do regular lives, regular streamings on TikTok, but mm, doesn't work in a good way, in my opinion. I'd rather prefer to do on YouTube. The community here is different. I don't know. I just like actually, and people are much more. They like to interact on here on the chat, so which is something that I really like. Totally different. Yeah, there are people come and go, and most of my followers they are Brazilian, but they don't speak English, which is which makes the communication or which makes the content that I'm delivering a little bit tricky for them. Okay, guys, now I'm heading out, so I hope to see you tomorrow. If you are free to come and join me tomorrow, grab a pen, have a fun, just draw with me, and let's have a chat as well. And that's it. Okay? Take care. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.